Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Title Pending Podcast, where two streamers and an idiot regale you with stories from our mostly mundane lives. Before we get started, I'd like each of us to introduce ourselves. Seth will start, then Jacob, and lastly, I'll end myself. Why don't you get us started, mister?
Sure thing. I'm, as Alex said, I am Seth. Also known as Totally Not Stalin, also known by another name, but we'll get into that later. Wannabe voice actor, streamer, permanently on hiatus, it would seem. Hopefully not permanently.
Hopefully.
And scatterbrain dude with a head full of bees. Anyway, it's Jacob's turn now. Go, Jacob.
Thank you.
Make
Thank you,
noise.
Seth, for that introduction. That's awesome.
I'm gonna
All
eat
right.
ice cream while you do this thing.
Hell yeah, brother. Anyways, my name is Jacob. I'm more commonly known as Congoline Larry on the interwebs. I am a quote-unquote content creator. I stream probably about once every 2 months, and I post on Twitter about Dead by Daylight, which we'll get into more later. And I have a crippling addiction to funny hats and shiny cardboard. Now, on to our last
Yu-Gi-Oh.
guest, Alexander.
Hi, hello, my name's Alex. Some people call me Totally Not CPU, and a select few know me simply as The Idiot. I'm a voice actor, game designer, and story writer. At least that's what I tell myself in the mirror every morning. So, what we've decided to do is we've decided to gather amongst ourselves. You know, we've had a few good moments where we sat there and just spun yarn after yarn, having good yucks between one another. But we've never really sat down to record that sort of stuff, with, a few exceptions where we happen to catch a clip or two. So we've compiled a list of stuff we'd like to talk about and just sort of put ourselves out there a bit more. Maybe we can turn this into something bigger. So let's rip the Band-Aid right off, why don't we? Mr. Stalin, Seth, Nerf
Yes.
Lightborn. Why don't you tell us the story of how you came up with that whole situation?
Well, give me a second here. Just gotta make an adjustment real quick.
Perfect.
Just gotta get in the character.
Yeah. We'll use this for the thumbnail and stuff. I was bored.
Well, I think it's a little bit more complicated than that.
Are you sure?
Well, it's definitely become a lot more complicated than that for sure.
Yeah.
I was unable to stream for a while, and being somebody that needs to make things and try to make people laugh, do things that, well, at least that I think people would enjoy. As part of that need, that kind of took the shape of the Nerf Lightborn Twitter account. And it just kind of generally became an outlet for whatever unhinged thought came into my brain.
All right. Let's get the elephant out of the room. People are going to ask. And this should be an obvious yes or no. Seth, is this
Yes.
account satire?
No, it's 100% genuine.
Yeah.
It's a good question. I'll let you know if I find out.
All right, thank you.
You can't forget the most important part of the origin, though. What inspired it. Fucking Scott Jund and all of the other DBD YouTubers having their little videos talking about how the community was in an uproar over Lightborn.
It just seems like a cyclical thing. Every so many months or whatever, streamer Twitter, streamer YouTube, whatever. Every few months, however long the cycle is, every so often, you'll see somebody get really, really tilted about Lightborn in one direction or the other.
Yep.
Right.
And then there is always a backlash. There is always a reaction to that, which, whether you agree with what is being said about it or not, clearly the perk and the conversation surrounding the perk occupies a very specific place depending on the person who is discussing it. And I just kind of play to that. So take from it what you will.
Yeah, so you made it to where people think that you're a entitled survivor main because you can't use your flashlight. So some people.
Well, clearly I am.
Clearly,
That's the only gripe anyone could have with such a perk.
Yeah, with such a mediocre at best.
That's
perk.
It's clearly the only gripe anyone could ever have with any kind of perk is clearly because they are bad.
Yes.
And none of their criticisms extending beyond that are valid.
Yes, and to those.
From my personal experience, go ahead.
And to those that, thank you, Alex. To those that decided to actually talk to you like a human being, bless their hearts. Whoever decided to actually talk to you reasonably about it and ask like, "Hey, what's the deal? Why do you want this nerfed?" And then you give them a completely understandable explanation. They're like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense."
I found that, like, sorry to interrupt. I found that kind of when you can kind of undermine people's preconceived notions of what they believe to be somebody who holds this opinion, you can get a lot of leeway with them, and they can go, "Oh, wait, what? You're saying what now?" And it kind of lends you a little bit of credibility that they weren't necessarily expecting to give you. And plus,
Right.
if you show people that just because you don't agree with them or you're saying something that they don't agree with, you're also not a complete jerk about it.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't have to agree.
Yeah. I remember when you were first coming to me in the DMs, I think it was back in like December of last year, about like Lightborn, and you were talking about how everyone was up in arms about it again, and you were tempted to start memeing around with it. It still sticks with me just how quickly you blew up, just out of nowhere, and all the people sending you like these messages and shit.
There's definitely a lot of messages. Some of them definitely not so nice, but there are a few nice ones, and I appreciate those nice ones.
Like, personally, with me and Lightborn, the way that it goes, I normally would run Franklin's because I think ruining people's fun is just as nice. But there are those moments where I feel a little guilty, about little Timmy and his fucking toolbox. So I'll throw on Lightborn for the people just running flashlights.
He's just
Other
eating
than
his
that,
gelato.
it's just there.
Fair enough.
Other than that, it's just there. It's mostly
Fair
just
enough.
me feeling guilty and not wanting to punish people as harshly.
And to anybody that's like saying that Nerf Lightborn is telling people to not run the perk, I haven't said that.
Yeah,
I've
He
never
said it.
told you.
I'm saying it here.
He's telling you
Nerf
to do whatever
Lightborn
you
is telling
want.
you not to run the perk.
To be
He
clear.
wants you to burn it. Delete it from your files.
To be clear, I've never told you what perks you can or cannot run.
that is true. You just told people to avoid.
I'm going
the perk.
above your head. I'm not talking to you. Shut up.
All right, so here's the bigger question. We're going to get a little meta here for a second.
Okay.
When are you going to get a sponsored deal to make a Lightborn Nerf gun?
Ooh.
There's places you can go online to get like custom stickers made. I could get like a sticker of this
No,
thing,
that's not what I'm asking for.
paste it on my
Has
little...
Nerf hit
gun.
you up yet and asked for a licensing deal?
No, I've done so much
You
for
heard
them
it here
too.
first. You've heard it here first, folks. No Nerf Lightborn gun.
And that brings
Not
me
yet.
to my next question. We're talking about sponsors and all that. So Raid Shadow
This video
Legends?
is sponsored by Raid Shadow
Hey
Legends.
Seth, you want to talk about Raid Shadow Legends real quick?
Raid Shadow Legends is an amazing game. They've actually partnered with us to put Nerf Lightborn in the game. He will be appearing as a new champion with the ability to turn off the lights, and that's it. What does it do?
Absolutely
Literally
nothing.
nothing.
I'm doing it now.
All right, Seth, you want to actually talk about the raid thing?
I got an email from some Raid Shadow Legends folks, which is funny because I haven't.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not.
Yeah.
Which just goes to show you,
I
I have never made a video with this persona. I've never streamed with this persona, which just goes to show you they will throw a sponsorship at just about anyone.
Holy fuck. This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
Yeah.
Oh, you went to bed.
He was. Yeah, we were talking about it last night.
Yeah.
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 For any viewers,
I don't want to trash talk them too much.
It is currently 2:30 at night.
I don't want to trash talk them. I don't want to trash talk them too much because I may be hard up for money in the future.
No, nothing against Raid Shadow Legends. I'd love for them to sponsor this stream. Not stream, this podcast. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Give me money.
We replaced the podcast with everybody just joining the group chat and all right, let's play together. I don't even know if it's multiplayer.
Welcome to
the Raid
Title
Shadow
Pending Podcast, episode 1.5. Today, we'll be playing Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends! Yeah!
Alright.
Make sure
Raid
to use our affiliate link when downloading. Pornhub.com / Title Pending. Go there to download.
Title Pending.
Go there to download Raid Shadow Legends.
So this next one is going to be a bit more centered towards myself. DVD salvagers.
Oh boy.
You and Jacob, you're in the salvagers, but you've only been added in more recent times. So to give everyone a rundown, I'm sure, there's a solid a number of you that at least have an idea of what their salvagers are if you're around on DVD Twitter right now. But basically, it's a group of DVD-themed accounts, wanting certain licenses or wanting certain perks redone.
About 74
stuff like that.
of them. That's it.
We're
Just
here to
74.
save the game.
And pretty much, to my knowledge, what I remember is one day I woke up and I was tagged in a post by Riddler by Daylight. Or I think that's what he's going by. I don't know.
Was it Riddler?
It's
I think it was Riddler.
I don't know the @ by heart. Just Riddler by Daylight, something along those lines. Basically, he or she, I don't know. They made a post saying that they wanted to make a group chat. They were gonna make a film. Specifically, it was making a film. I believe. I might be remembering wrong.
No,
but they
that
wanted
was
to
recently.
Call it, no, that was how it started out. It originally wasn't a group chat. It wasn't a group chat at first. Riddler was suggesting that we make a film about us fighting against behavior as a meme, and that's what it was called, the DBG Salvagers.
I mean,
the idea was that we were going to save DVD by getting our licenses in. I thought it was a cute idea, so I memed around with it, and then next thing I know, I'm added to a group chat. It was me, Venom, Riddler, I believe Sonic.exe by Daylight. I think that's what it started off as. I think it was.
Does it sort them chronologically?
No.
I feel like it might.
It sorts it chronologically. When you click view all people, I think it did on my phone at least. It's not
Riddler,
doing it on browser.
Venom. Yeah, it was Riddler, Venom, Spooky.
Oh yeah, Spooky as well. I'm so sorry.
FNAF. FNAF and DVD.
Billy Hargrove, Morbius, Green Goblin.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Sands.
Anyway, back on topic. So,
Yep.
it started off just as a place for us to all talk since we were getting along pretty well, having a good time. And as more and more accounts started to pop up, like for licenses and perks and stuff, they started to add more and more. And next thing I know, one day I'm just looking through my Twitter notifications and I'm getting followed by more and more and more add blank to DBD accounts. And it's gotten to the point where I think maybe 10-15% of my total followers are now those accounts.
Salvagers.
I find that no, not just salvagers, just add blank accounts.
Yeah.
Some of them aren't even in the salvagers, I don't think, but I don't know. I just find it kind of humorous. I find it amusing.
I think we hit the cap for the number of people that can be in a GC.
Really?
We're at 74.
Yeah.
Is that the cap?
They started a second one.
Oh.
They started a second one?
Oh, no.
Oh yeah. Are
Oh
you not
my
in that one?
god.
Oh, I didn't know
I'm
that.
not. I
gonna
also
add you.
don't talk in it. I also don't talk in it ever.
I'm gonna
I'm gonna
add
be
you
real
so
with
that
you.
you have an extra chat to mute.
Yeah, please.
Are you
I
doing
would
it
love to see
explicitly to annoy you?
I hate you so much sometimes.
I love you
But
too, buddy.
they're all great people. They're all great people. I just am slowly dying inside with every group chat that I get added to because there's so many that I've been thrown into, and it just floods me with notifications until I inevitably am forced to mute.
Buckle up, kiddo.
But yeah.
Oh my god, DBD Mobile Japan is in this one.
What the fuck?
Gosh.
Go. The official Ghostbusters account is in this
I'm
one.
sorry, what? I need to see
Yeah.
this.
Let me. Good grief. It's my dog.
All right, so with all that aside, what have your experiences been so far? Like I said, mine have been very positive. Everyone there for the most part is pretty chill. There are a few people that, push my buttons a little bit. I see a lot of arguing about stupid stuff. But other than that, it's a pretty good place.
That doesn't sound like
It
Twitter
actually
users
is
at
called.
all.
Oh! I was gonna meme and I was gonna say it's probably called some like DVD Salvagers 2 Electric Boogaloo, right? And then
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I actually just
It
read the
is literally
fucking thing.
called that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
snooze notifications forever. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
it is.
Holy
It is literally
shit.
DVD Salvagers 2 Electric Boogaloo.
How did that just seemed like something the Salvager would do, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Yep.
sure Salvage... hold on. What I think it is, I think Salvagers 2 is just a second group chat made for the people that are actually active in the first one, for some reason.
I think it was kind of like an overflow.
Yeah,
Or
but now you got
something.
the official
Because-
ghost.
No, I'm seeing a lot of
because-
people from the first one in there.
Yeah.
Naruto by Daylight's in there. I know that one.
The actual
in there.
Ghostbusters account.
DVD Mobile Japan's in there too.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, like I said, what have your experiences been like so far with the Salvagers?
Very nice people. There's a lot of them.
There is a lot of them.
Yes, there are. Yes, there are.
After a certain point, it gets like so many people are talking that it's hard to. It's hard to engage with everybody
Yep.
in a way that is at all meaningful. And
Like,
you don't want to be like a
as-
hollow participant. You know.
Right. As you know, I used to be rework Lightborn, and I tried to interact with Lightborn gang for quite a while, and it just eventually started to be so many people talking about so many different things. Not all of it interested me, and I just could not. I could
Yeah.
not keep up with it, and so I stopped talking there as well. It's more or less the same thing as Salvagers.
I
Yeah.
was the same way. I originally started the account, my first account with Nerf Chlorophobia, because Seth one day
Right.
he came
That was a
up
good
and
one.
said
Yeah.
he came up and said, "Hey Jacob, you should you should just you should just make an account based off of just nerfing some like shitty ass perk," and I'm like, okay, cool. So in December.
Well,
So in December, I did Nerf Chlorophobia, and I wasn't really doing anything with it. I wasn't really going in any direction with it. And then I go to Seth and I tell him, hey, I think I'm gonna become a Lightborn account. And you wanna explain what happened after that?
Yeah, so after I had Nerf Lightborn for
This was what, like 2 months?
I want to say it was about 2 months after I had like really been getting into doing stuff with it.
Yeah.
After I'd been active on the account for a little bit, all these other accounts started popping up, and it was like there was a Buff Lightborn one. That he's not really active.
I'm still upset that I didn't snag that. I would love to get in contact with Buff Lightborn and get the app.
Yeah. On it, like every interaction with the Buff Lightborn guy, he was always really, really nice.
Yeah.
He doesn't really at all engage with the account anymore. Like, I wish I knew who ran the account, and I could talk to him there, but he just doesn't hardly get on it. And then there was, obviously, Alex did rework Lightborn and did a lot of really, really funny stuff with that too.
Yeah. And before rework Lightborn, there was RPD Stan.
Oh,
yep,
yeah.
there was RPD Stan.
Literally just like the shortest lived account I've ever done.
It lasted about 2 weeks.
But I only posted on it a couple times.
He was like, oh my god, bestie, you need a rework RPG
it was
something like that.
It was physically grating on me to type like that.
You were...
I would be trying to come up with the most obnoxious way to sound. I wanted to sound like K-pop Twitter.
You wanted to sound like a white girl ordering from Starbucks.
I wanted to sound like K-pop Twitter.
My word.
Yeah,
wanted to sound like K-pop Twitter.
Venti iced caramel macchiato, extra RPD rework.
Extra RPD.
with some dead dog on the side.
Oh, you know it, baby.
Personally, I'm more of Hawkins. I need some Hawkins.
We miss Hawkins. We stand Hawkins.
We do. We need it back.
Haley absolutely despises Hawkins.
Well,
I showed her the leaks about the rework of Hawkins, and she was fuming.
She can go suck a wiener. Hawkins is great.
Hawkins is one of the. It was one of those maps that was super aesthetically pleasing, but it didn't have.
It didn't.
We'll just say it didn't have the best like tile balancing.
Yeah, it didn't have like the gameplay elements that you'd want it to have.
The land of unsafe pallets.
Yeah, well, the complete opposite of the game. Holy shit!
I absolutely adore the aesthetic. Mm-hmm. However, I will not deny that I understand the frustrations that come with it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, it's all things in varying degrees.
Yep. Anyways, you want to continue?
I think it's about time.
Yeah.
That we get to the real meat of this.
Oh, I mean, I thought.
Let's talk about the fake leak.
Woohoo.
Before we do that, we'll finish with how Jacob's Lightborn account came to be.
All right, and where I am now.
Just so that it's out there. Because you were rework Lightborn, and we had all these other ones. There was make Lightborn a hex. There was make Lightborn explode flashlights.
That was funny.
All this, that, and the other. But there were really creative and clever ones, and I had thought that every variance of a Lightborn account had been done at that point. And Jacob was like, I think I'm going to make a Lightborn account. And I'm like, okay, I'm not sure what you're going to do. Because it had felt like it was pretty well, like everything that was done could be done. And then Jacob comes out with keep Lightborn the same.
There's just no gimmick to it.
It's just not. It's not buff. It's not rework.
It's
not
nerf.
He's just like
Jacob saw the patch notes for all the reworked perks, and he poured himself out a thing of fucking brandy. And he's like, "Yup, I'm treating myself tonight." It's still the same.
Yeah.
Nothing to
Keep
worry
it the
about.
same.
I'm gonna kick
Every-
my feet up and imagine I'm in Hawaii.
Every balance change. When I did that account, I would look through the patch notes, and if I saw that Lightborn was the same, I would grab a bottle of Tito's and I would celebrate the night.
There you have it,
Today
folks.
was a good day.
It was
And
indeed
then,
a
of
good
course,
day.
Then, of course, there's my final bit here when I rebranded. I
Okay.
literally just on a whim, I said, fuck it, I'm rebranding. And then I swapped over to Buff Self-Care because I felt that, like, everyone's hog riding on Lightborn, specifically on Nerf Lightborn.
I wonder
but
why.
the other accounts don't really get a whole lot of attention to their posts on there because, you know, everyone just hogs onto you specifically.
And a lot of them have very, I would argue, compelling reasons. There are some that are obviously pretty jokey, but some of them had pretty legit grievances. Like, and this is going to be pretty divisive for people who play a lot of Survivor and stuff like that. But Nerf Dead Hard had a very, very valid account.
Yeah.
That's not to say that I necessarily agree with the extent to which Dead Hard was nerfed, but
Okay, but was it more valid than their hit validation, at least?
So hit validation is one of those things. It's overall making the game more consistent. It doesn't look good, but I don't know. Functionally, it's better.
It's somewhere.
It's in a weird place.
Yeah.
So yes or no?
Eh?
It's a yo.
All right,
There you go.
but yeah,
It's on.
where was
It's
I?
on.
Yeah. And
right.
It's not yes.
So,
It's not no. It's on.
let's talk about where we are with our Twitter accounts right now. It's still
more or less, like I said, I rebranded Rework Lightborn, became Buff Self-Care.
and then they
I got a
nerfed it.
lot of people who I did it after the nerf.
Oh yeah,
but
it was a little bit
The
after.
only
Yeah.
thing that I got, literally the only message I'd get was someone coming in like, "Oh look, I got him. Look what I got," and then it's just a fucking med kit. That was the only thing people would say. There was nothing else, and I got bored of it within a week. And I was like,
They
it's
have
just gonna be
one
people-
joke, and
They
it's
have
really
one
not
joke.
funny.
Yeah.
"It's literally just run a med kit."
They have
It's-
one joke, and it's just not funny.
It's literally like the Nerf Lightborn fucking thing. Like,
It's
why
like the
would you
people who
nerf
say,
it?
"Oh, they should
Yeah.
buff Lightborn." Oh, look, a flashlight. Oh. The people who throw the fucking flashbang
Yeah.
scout meme. Look out, Chuckle Nuts.
And
Well, and a lot of people like that account gets a lot of engagement, a lot of negative engagement,
Right.
and clearly people are very opinionated, and some, for whatever reason, maybe they had a bad past experience with some flashlights, and
they have
Moth
trauma
be
from Lightborn.
Moth be traumatized and all that.
Yep.
Which is fine. That is a valid experience. I'm not there to tell them that experience didn't happen or anything like that. I'm not going to gaslight them. So if they're sitting there raging at me, there's a chance that they are not raging at someone else, and that feels good.
yeah.
So
It also is helped by the fact that you are fueled by their
Oh yeah, no, I am an agent of chaos, and it
He's
feeds
just
right
spreading
into
it.
that. It feels very good.
Yeah.
It feels very, very good. Yeah.
There you have it, folks.
well-
For each and every one of you that sits there and says the same damn thing in the comments, you're only making him stronger.
Yeah.
You make me more powerful.
What I say to that is, find something new to say, please. Goddamn.
Yeah.
Holy
if
shit.
you're gonna make me read your shitty reply that took you like 15 seconds, at least make it something funny
Yeah,
or
make it interesting.
original. It doesn't have to be original. Make it funny at least.
Yeah.
Like I
Like-
want to laugh too.
Like
you
even say a
spend
fucking
15
yo
sec-
mama joke. That's all you gotta do. Like,
You spend 15 seconds writing that, but you can't forget the fact Stalin here spends 16 seconds analyzing the tweet and coming up with something themed to it. He's putting in more effort to shitpost than you are to regurgitate your jokes. Frankly, I don't know what that says about you.
If I had a nickel for every time somebody just come back with like, "Why don't you nerf some bitches?" and
You'd probably be the richest
that's
man on
stupid.
Earth.
Well, I mean,
stupid and
maybe
funny.
if we nerfed the bitches, you'd be able to get one. God damn.
Like, or touch grass is a big one with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Just I don't know. Like, make it originality, and obviously funny. Like, see what you can do. Have fun with it. Don't just say what everybody else is saying.
Yeah. Do you want
I'm
to
gonna
talk
get bored
about
and I'm not gonna reply.
The Dead
Yeah,
by
that
Daylight
shows.
hive mind.
Do you want to talk about your actual stance on Lifeborn, real quick?
No, I don't.
Okay.
He already
I know you
he
put it
already
into
talked
Twitter.
about this. He already talked about this when you asked if he was satire.
Yeah. All right.
And I said, I don't know.
If y'all want to know his actual reasoning, you're gonna have to go and find his replies on Twitter. Good luck with that.
Oh, by the
Good
way,
fucking luck with that.
hold on. Here's your quick moment that I'm going to plug everyone. Follow Totally Not Stalin. Follow Conga Line Larry. Do not follow me. I know where you live.
Totally not CPU.
Anyway,
He's already
moving
following
on.
you. If you follow him, you're just going to be going in circles.
Yeah, there's no point. Don't go in circles.
I-
Don't follow me. Follow them.
I thought about
Waste everybody's time.
I thought about
Follow Trauma Club Games on
I
Twitter.
thought about screaming Alex's address, but there would have been a really long censor there.
Yeah, there really would have been. No, I'm gonna leave it in. I have my piss rock here. I'm ready to bash some
Alright.
skulls.
That's right. He's got the
Anyway.
piss rock and the power of anime and God. He's good.
Anyway, moving
Tony
on. Let's
Hawk
talk
DVD.
about that. What the
Continue.
fuck? Anyway, let's talk about the Springtrap leak finally.
Juicy shit.
I think
Okay.
it's a good time.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give my perspective on this first, because you know exactly what you went through. You don't know what I went through. Because
I'm eager to
I
hear
know-
your side of this.
I
in
know
more
I'm
what,
sitting there.
I know what he went through. Holy shit.
Yeah, me and Jacob were in a call when this happened. So you send me your text about how you're about to make a lot of people really angry.
Yeah.
I see it. I'm in the middle of playing Elden Ring. I don't think much of it. A little bit later, you send me the video.
Yeah.
Now, first things first, I did not make the correlation. So I click it. I watch it. I didn't hear the sound because I've never really played FNAF 3.
Mm-hmm.
And so the sound of him like just moving, that little I don't know it.
Yeah.
And so when I see you saying that means it's confirmed, it didn't click. And so
Yeah.
for a solid few minutes, I was freaking the fuck out, and then Jacob hit me with the fucking like when Hellraiser was happening and we got that
Yeah.
trailer, the teaser, and it said 87 in the corner. I called
You were
Jacob
like-
immediately.
Yeah.
And I was flipping my lid, and he said, "Alex, the movie came out in 1987." And I deflated in an instant.
Yeah,
The same shit happened there. He told me, "Alex, I'm pretty sure that's a fucking troll." And from then on, I was in on it. After that, I was
Yeah.
fully committed to just doing this
And
Yeah.
then
and making as much chaos as possible.
when I got word of this, I decided I'm not gonna stop this from happening. I'm literally just, instead of extinguishing the flames, I'm literally just gonna pour petrol on the fucking fire.
No, you just watched as I poured petrol on it.
Well, I mean, I helped
Well,
a little
you were-
bit too, but like,
Oh, you
it
did
was-
help a little bit.
I did help a little bit, but it's still like, I'm not gonna stop that. Causing
Like,
chaos
I'm gonna
is
be
what we
blunt
do.
here. I'm gonna be blunt here. A majority of the credit goes to the boy Stalin here.
Yeah.
He made the video. He spent all this time editing it. What I did.
It took me like
was
3
I-
days.
What I did was I pretty much would listen to each and every draft that he sent me, and I would say, okay, you should tweak this. It's a little too loud in this section. It's a little too quiet in this one. The audio balancing needs to be put through. He originally, like I said, had the movement sound which again I can't say much about because I've never played the game. So I suggested he put the jump scare, because if you mix it just right, you can get it to blend in. And he did just that. And from there, he couldn't figure out his wording for the post. He was trying to think of the best way to do it. And so I hit him with an example that I thought would be a good idea. And he more or less said that he loved it so much that he just used it immediately.
Yeah, I legit just copied and pasted.
He copied and pasted it.
Because I just, like, I can read from a script. I can read from a script just fine, and just say what I need to, like, say what I'm told to say.
Right.
But, and I can improvise too. But, like, when I was getting ready to do the kind of thing that I was getting ready to do, I was ill prepared to write a statement to accompany that, and Alex was very, very helpful. And it's like you said, going through and adjusting the various peaks of the jump scare sounds. Which, by the way, if you need like any reason to like go through and like make something that you really want to make, or just like do something goofy, I did all of that from my phone in a shitty pair of earbuds.
It was great. It's great what you were able to accomplish with that.
And like it took bouncing it off of a couple people, namely Alex. I think I sent a version to Larry.
Yeah, I was there for a few versions to make sure, like, second set of ears.
And you guys both know Haddix. I also sent a couple versions to I'll send him a message if he doesn't want his name said in here. We'll just bleep it or something. But
right.
I also sent a couple versions to Haddix, and he was like, "You are diabolical.
Go for it."
And I love you. And we just kind of went from there. But
do we want to talk about the end result?
I'm going to quickly go ahead and point out, before we move on, I'm just going to go ahead and read out what I said, because
it's important. It's important.
A lot of the community, myself included, believe that audio posted of Larry's was hiding a teaser of some sort. After putting it through some audio editing software, isolating various channels, and adjusting the volumes of them, I believe I found out what they were hiding. Now, this wording was apparently, according to several of the YouTubers in the Dead by Daylight community, the wording was too... I don't even know the word for it. They said that it was like... It didn't feel like it could be fake because the wording was too expressive and too detailed.
It sounded very technical.
Yeah,
it sounds advanced and technical.
Yet he made it sound extremely vague, which is... actually genius. That's genius and clever writing.
Yeah, and what Alex wrote, the really convincing thing for me when I was reading it, the really convincing thing for me that made it seem real was it sounded like it was coming from a place of like, look, now I've tinkered with this a bit, but even I am not sure. So I'm putting this out there for you to help me to try and interpret this and put everything together. But that like level of like, look, I'm looking for you to assure me about this. I think I have something, but I am not sure. There's something about that that's very compelling, and I have to applaud Alex for writing that. That was really, really good.
And I gotta like just put it out there. For the most part, everyone fell for it. There was, I think, one YouTuber who said that they didn't hear the jump scare, which kind of baffles me. It was Tootin. In Tootin's video, he watched through it and he said he couldn't hear the jump scare. And
it was in there.
That threw me for a loop because, obviously I worked on this, so I know it's in there. And everyone else, everywhere else, said that they heard it, so it confused the shit out of me. But yeah, like... everyone's reactions to it are wild, especially with the people that were like DMing you. I keep saying this before.
Yeah,
I wish that I had been the one to post that, because you weren't in the position where you could have done that. if I had done it, I might have actually been able to spin it so far and so hard that we might have caused something completely outrageous to happen.
Well, and like when I posted it, I wasn't expecting anywhere near the number of people to get a hold of it and run with it.
Ironically enough, you only have 125 likes on that.
Yeah, no, there were a few thousand views, not very many likes.
Yeah, there's 5,000 right now. Just shy of it. Like it's 4.9K.
A lot of the people that ended up looking at it did so on a secondary basis. Like they went through and they looked at it was the two main channels I think that reposted it were Schmuckles and Tootin', like you said, right? I want to say there was another.
There were others
I don't think Pauly posted it.
Acknowledge it. I don't watch Pauly.
He might have posted once. I don't remember.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not a very big fan of Pauly.
All I know is he's got this account blocked. That's all I know.
Yeah, he blocked Nerf Lightborn, therefore he's not based.
Which is, I mean, a lot of people block Nerf Lightborn. A lot of people block Nerf Lightborn. A lot of people will reply block. A lot of people will reply blocked, and then block me so that I have to go to a different account to see what they said.
Yeah.
Which to me completely defeats like the purpose of replying. Just block me. Don't tell me you're blocked. I don't care.
Yeah, if you're gonna tell
my life would go unchanged. You're just making me waste the time to go to a different account and look. And maybe that's the point. I don't know.
It's
anyway,
meta.
Tootin' and Schmuckles, I think, were the main two that
I don't think Tootin' really acknowledged it after the fact. I think maybe he might have made an offhand comment. But Schmuckles, man, like, oh my god. I was in the server as people were tearing this apart. Like, I was watching people on his server flip out about this. And I expected it to be something where, like, maybe we trolled a few dozen people in his server. Yeah. I didn't expect him to see it, even though I sent it in the server. I sent it in like, the speculation area. I was expecting maybe a few people to see it, and then immediately realize it's fake. But it reached him. He posted about it. Yeah. And I just was baffled as I watched all of these people going to you about it. Like, I remember we had seen someone in the server who had posted a fake leak the day prior. Like, one he expressly said was fake. And actually, my artist friend, Boy Oil, he had apparently worked alongside him with that. So that's a little funny there, too.
Wasn't that the guy that ended up in my DMs?
Yeah, PD, I think is what his name is.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had posted some fake. He had posted some fake audio in the server after apparently talking with Boy Oil for a while, and basically what ended up resulting from it was chaos. The audio went out. Everyone immediately tore it apart because it was just Morse code, not very good Morse code either. That just spelled out FNAF. They didn't even try to be subtle with it. Like, if it was a genuine teaser by behavior, you think they would have made it some other word that was possibly correlating to it. Because, like, in this even goes with what you did with the jump scare. I genuinely do not believe that early they would have.
And the jump scare sound. I want to say it was either you. It was either you or Haddix that said. Well, no, I'm not talking about the suggesting it. I'm talking about one of you guys said. I think that the jump scare may be too on the nose. Because
I admitted that. I remember I said that, like, looking back on it, the jump scare is definitely too on the nose. It would, you hear that. If you know what it's from, it's too obvious.
Yeah, but the idea, I think, that it was made to sound so occluded that even after somebody really hacked away at this thing, like this barely intelligible like thing, is all we were able to eke out.
I will say though, from what I remember, Towards the end of all of our adjustments, the second and the third one started to sound exactly the same, and I was trying so hard to convey that to you, but in the end I think they still sounded roughly similar when you posted it.
Well, and it's the funniest thing to like go back and look at some of those comments. Some people are saying they don't hear it, some people are saying they hear it, and then if you go to,
and then there's Ace Visconti Hours. Shout out to Ace Visconti Hours, by the way.
Love Ace Visconti Hours.
It is
every day.
Always,
Ace Visconti Hours.
It is always Ace Visconti Hours.
But like I remember going to the main the actual main tweet, the main thread tweet that Behavior put out with the audio that we now obviously know is not a teaser. But there were people saying that they heard it in the original audio, like in the replies to the original audio, and I was like, wow.
I would like to believe that.
Wow. Okay.
I would like to believe that.
Isn't there a term for that? Where you hear what you want to hear?
I would like to believe it's kind of a placebo.
I'm Googling it.
There's... I don't know.
It's almost like a placebo. Like you want,
like people will swear they're hearing something that they want to hear.
Selective hearing.
Yeah.
Selective.
Like,
sure.
I wouldn't call it selective
right.
hearing, but like I would call it like a.
Says.
They're gaslighting themselves.
Yeah.
Like they're thinking back. They're like, I think I remember hearing something about that. But now, it's not in there. We pulled some shenanigans, and fast forward a little bit
to wake. Let's talk about the wake.
The wake. So when I first posted it, I wasn't expecting anywhere near the response to it that we got.
Yeah, you're expecting like 40 views on it.
I was expecting maybe like 50 people to look at it. Yeah. And maybe of those, like 10 people engage with it. And so I was like, in my head when I was posting this, I was like, well, you know, if like 10 people reply to this, or something like that, you know, I can handle that. I can handle a couple DMs saying like, haha, it was a funny joke. It didn't really get any traction at first.
So you went to bed.
So I went to bed, and I remember I woke up late for work. So I had to speed out the door. I didn't have time to take my morning shit and look at my phone. And so the first time I really get to look at my phone is around lunch break. And boy howdy was that a mistake, because I had waited way too long, and at that point I was a little bit overwhelmed, and so I was like, I'm just not going to engage with this. I'm just not going to do anything. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to talk to Alex a little bit about it, and like about everything that's like, I can't engage with this right now. And so
y'all harassed this man so hard that I had to reach out to him on Discord for weeks.
Yes.
And he never uses Discord, so he never saw any of this shit I was sending him.
Yes.
I remember so he was freaking out to me back. Too, and like,
yeah.
I was like, I can't do this right now. I just gotta not. And so I didn't.
Like, by that point, I was in Schmunkle's server, and I had, like, everyone started to turn, like, in the snap of a finger.
Yep.
The second Schmuckles posted that it might be fake because you weren't engaging, everyone in the server immediately turned heel, and I'm sitting here having to explain to them, listen, this man works a full-time job. He cannot be babysitting you little shits every hour of the day. Please give him some time to respond.
Yeah, and that was like 2 days in, and people were like, it's been an hour. Why hasn't he replied to my DM? It's been an hour. Why haven't you replied? There were so many of those, and I was like, I think I just have to turn off notifications and like move Twitter to a part of my phone that I do not look at, because I couldn't. There were so many notifications, so many replies, so many messages, and so many of them. Like, if people were shit talking me, that would have been fine. But so many of them were like they were like asking for information that I did not have. I did not have an answer for every question.
Yeah, like I remember in regards to the first dude when he hit you up that same day.
That guy! I had some fun with him. I had some fun with him.
You'll have to send me. You'll have to send me a log of everything one day, just screenshots of everything, because I'm curious.
So I had some fun with him. I did like a little. I did like a little screen recording of the audio editor that I was using, like between video versions. And so what I would do is I would take the video of the audio editor, which is in like, your normal phone layout, like vertical.
Right.
And I took the audio from the FNAF teaser video of me like phasing back and forth between the real version and the altered version so that you could see it moving, you could hear it moving on a slider, and what was visually being represented was like me tinkering around with this stuff in an audio editor. So nothing was happening on the audio editor. All of that was for show. I just ripped the audio directly from one of my video files. And I just remember it was Alex. He sent me a screenshot of this guy in Schmuckle's server, and he's talking to these guys about how he's talking to me, and he's like, "It's real."
Yeah, those were his exact words. Just out of the blue, just suddenly.
I just remember I just about shit my pants with laughter just because this guy was grilling me so hard, and he just goes in there and he's like, "It's real."
Like I just imagine it being a situation. Everyone's hanging out and they're like in their little tree house. He pushes both the doors open. He's standing in there, eyes wide, breathing heavily because he ran there. It's real, guys. It's real.
Yeah. He was the harbinger of FNAF.
Yeah, the harbinger of FNAF. Oh, okay, hold on. I need to tell you guys about the FNAF god. So there was this dude, and he was so adamant that it had to be Springtrap. Any person that even remotely mentioned another license, he immediately hopped on their ass and said that they were a FNAF hater, that he hated them, that they were trolling him. If you were sarcastic, he couldn't tell what you were saying at all. If you hinted that, if you even acknowledged the fact that it might not be FNAF, he was on the warpath. You good? Oh, he's talking to someone.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, just making sure. So basically, he was on the warpath, and it got to the point where we started to get tired of him. So we started talking about the Dinkster from Spy Kids. From Spy Kids. And we started talking. You weren't there for this. You might have seen it on Twitter, but you weren't there for this.
Dinkster.
We had these long ass tirades about how the Dinkster had to be the next killer, or how the Dinkster would be a legendary skin for the Trickster that replaced his bat with an umbrella.
You were showing me a bunch of these. Like, what the fuck?
And I made the account add FNAF to DBD, FNAF and DBD.
One of the OG salvagers.
Yeah, one of the OG salvagers. On April Fools, I changed my account name to add the Dinkster to DBD, and I made a post.
I vaguely remember that handle popping.
I definitely do.
And I made a post specifically saying, I'm gonna pull this shit up. I made a post talking about why the Dinkster should be added into Dead by Daylight. Okay, so I'm going to just read this out for you. Hello, everybody. Today I'm here to explain to you why the Dingster will be added to Dead by Daylight instead of Five Nights at Freddy's. During the trailer for the Sadako Rising chapter, we see a phone ring. Many people think this is about the 7 days saying from the films, but it was actually behavior calling the Dingster's residence. This is further backed up by their newspaper post. As I'm sure you're aware, did somebody ring the Dingster is his catchphrase. This phrase implies he is needed for something, or in other words, that help is wanted. At the same time, the movie he originates from features the theme of an evil game developer using this game to trap and ultimately kill people. Thusly, they would be experienced with human remains. Lastly, the movie he is from uses a full-body VR system to send people into the game. While in the game, the characters go through a series of trials with the promise of something big waiting for them at the end, deep within a volcano base. Both of those combined lead me to one conclusion. The first paper was on the Clown's map, a place that had burned down in its lore. On top of that, the reference to Maurice's third eye makes me think of the big deal made of the item in Wait at the end. In conclusion, I think we can definitely say that the Dingster will be coming as the DLC character for Chapter 24. Good night, everyone, and happy April Fools. Guys, behavior confirmed at OMG. Guys, behavior confirmed at OMG, and it's just a screenshot of a behavior tweet where it says the entity has sent out a call. dbd.game/dink. So what that was someone had edited the screenshot and sent it in Schmuckle's server, and when he saw it, the FNAF god was losing his shit. He's like, no, it's not real. And before that, I had done a poll where I asked, should the Dingster be added to Dead by Daylight? And both of them were yes. And when he saw it, he was pissed.
Outstanding. That is
frankly,
just some grade A.
I remember interacting.
That is some grade A trolling.
It really was. It was beautiful.
Oh man.
It was a great fucking dub.
Do we want to talk about what happened to Reddit after that happened?
Oh!
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to give my perspective on this, because I'm pretty sure I was the one who told Stalin about it.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I was sitting in Schmuckle's server, and someone came in and said, bruh, the Reddit just banned FNAF. And so I went on there, and I saw that the topic was banned.
Yep.
And they were sitting here bringing up how anytime it was referenced, the politics got brought up and all that good stuff. I'm not going to get into that because that's not something I want to talk about here.
That's a whole...
That's a topic that I do not want to talk about here. I've made it clear in the past what I think about it, but that's regardless. Yeah, I go onto the Reddit, and the comments are just obliterating this dude. He tries to respond to a few of them, and every single time he replies, he's getting fucking torn to shreds. And, like, people on Twitter that we follow, you know, The Blight, I can't think of anyone else. I think Vector, you know, a bunch of people that we follow between us are mutual.
Yeah.
They're sitting here talking about this stuff, and, like, it gets to the point where the DBD YouTubers are covering the fact that it's banned.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here like, you mean to tell me there's no way in hell that you can convince me behavior doesn't know FNAF? People want FNAF in the game. If the Reddit's banning it, YouTubers are talking about it so excessively, and people are spamming them on fucking every site available. They definitely know, and I feel like they aren't adding it out of spite, just because of how ridiculous some of them are.
And on the subject of like DVD YouTubers talking about it, like we're not talking like The King or Polyester, which they're for what they're hype channels, speculation channels. You know, they like to throw theories around stuff, which is cool, whatever, good.
Yeah.
So they're more prone to like jumping into the realm of speculation on the subject of something like Five Nights at Freddy's or whatever.
Yeah.
Same for the Hellraisers, same for Candyman, whatever. Insert IP here.
Right.
Anything you can think of.
So like they're both fog whisperers. Whereas and this isn't to disparage anybody that isn't like Tootin isn't Schmuckles isn't. But that's like their bread and butter too. So like if it was just Schmuckles, Tootin, Polly, the King, if it was just those people talking about it, like you wouldn't be able to tell that this thing hadn't like broken the bubble that it typically stays in.
Yeah.
When you started seeing other DVD YouTubers and like you start seeing names in association with the IP and in association with like Reddit that you don't typically see talking about that sort of thing, you know that it's kind of
yeah.
You know that something has happened. You don't know what, but you know something has happened to get people talking about it.
Like, obviously, I'm a fucking FNAF cuck. I want the game in pretty badly. I'm not.
He wants it inside him. He wants it inside him.
He wants it to penetrate.
It's okay. It's okay.
I want Daddy Springtrap to let his spring locks loose inside of me. I'm sorry.
He wants the spring cock.
I hope that made you all equally uncomfortable because I could see the look on your face.
Yeah, we cringed a little.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, right. That was.
There you have it, guys. I've officially made Nerf Lightborn cringe.
World's first.
I do it every time I read my replies, baby. Ain't nothing new.
So with the Reddit ban thing, Alex, early in the fucking morning, I'm not even awake yet. He messages me. He's like, hey, we did it. I'm like, what did you do? What did we do? He goes,
we added sex to DVD. Wait, no.
I wish.
That's later. We're gonna have to
later.
talk about that later.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk about that too.
We
are. Yeah.
So I'm like trying to wake the fuck up while Alex is fucking typing to me. We got it banned. I'm like, what did you get fucking banned? What did we get banned? And he goes, DVD, no longer allowed on the Reddit. I'm like, there's no fucking way. So
I mean, FNAF no longer allowed.
FNAF,
yeah. DVD is no longer allowed on the DVD Reddit.
DVD
Sorry.
is no longer allowed on its own subreddit.
DVD has canceled
We're
itself.
canceling it.
Go.
Finally! Well, anyways, I get on Reddit for once in my fucking life, and I see, like, the pinned message that FNAF is banned, and I'm like, we did it. There's enough fucking fuel on that fire to make it go across multiple platforms, multiple social platforms, and get it banned on one. I'm like...
Yeah, and mind you, we were just on YouTube and Twitter primarily. I didn't look on Reddit to see what people were saying when we released the leak.
Yeah.
I didn't look on Facebook. I didn't look on Instagram. But I can imagine that once the YouTubers started covering, that shit started spreading. And I'm curious what people were thinking.
Well, it obviously got politics involved.
I don't really know what like other suspected leaks there were at the time. I don't really feel like there were that many. Or at least not really many with teeth, if that makes sense.
No,
so
not
I don't
a lot.
like.
Okay, so
I'm gonna. Alex would know better than me.
You off for a second. So Jacob, I actually want to comment on what you just said. So, you said politics. I'm sorry, guys. I need to get political for a second here. Personally, I think that frog should be had.
Personally,
And that needs to be in Dead by Daylight.
personally, I think you were correct. I think that frog should be hat too, and it should 100% be fucking introduced in Dead by Daylight.
Anyway, welcome to the homie shout-out section. I'm just going to shout out Ritual EXE on Twitter. Go follow him. He's a pretty chill dude.
Yeah, we
Best
I would
noise
vote for him
rapper.
to be president.
he's great.
I would vote for him to be president. And also, I'm going
Of
to
the
Falcon
world.
punch his ass.
Of the world.
yeah.
I'm going to Falcon
President
punch
of the
his
world.
ass.
I did a little collab with him a couple weeks ago on his stream.
Oh,
And we're like, all right, let's do some tier lists, but we're ranking it based off of dumb shit, right? We did natural disasters on how they're dateable, on how much they're dateable.
amazing.
And then we did we did console controllers.
Hold on. What was in S tier?
I do not remember, but I think a water spout was
Tsunami,
definitely, like,
baby.
top tier.
Wet and wild.
I don't remember. We're gonna have to check back on
Water
the
spout.
bottom.
It's wet and gives the good suck.
Yep.
We like to see water spouts up there.
Well,
That's good.
We'll have to go over the VOD, and that way we can show the tier list. But anyways, the second tier list were video game controllers, and the ranking we did was by how much damage they would do to a TV.
Oh. We think it and you guys just do it. I'm so proud. That's outstanding.
We're really innovating Twitch content here.
Which, by the way, on the subject of Ritual, he is the guy that is putting together the DVD Salvagers documentary.
So stay tuned for that. We might have an interview with him.
I don't know what all is going into that. I don't know what all is going into that.
Me.
But
if you want to talk to one of the OGs who founded it, you know where to find me, buddy.
He's I want to say he's looking for people in the Salvagers to talk to.
Yeah, and
he may be past that stage already. I don't know.
And he knows he's got 3 here that he can talk to.
Yes.
Yes.
But
yeah, our last tier list was frogs, but based on hat. If I can get a screenshot. But hat.
Based on hat.
I think there was only one frog that was not hat.
Let's get a screenshot of that tier list so we can show the people at home that those frogs indeed.
I'll put it up.
Those frogs are indeed hat. And if you disagree,
I remember, I'll put it on.
And if you disagree with this tier list, you're just objectively wrong.
Frogs based on hat.
Frogs based on hat.
Frogs based on a hat. Jinx, show me a soda.
I'll buy you one when we go out for breakfast.
That's awesome. Okay. Cool.
You sound so dead inside.
Wait. I'm sorry.
You have no idea, buddy. I run an account called Nerf.
Oh, sorry. We were talking about frogs and hats.
That frog is very happy.
This frog. If we show my camera,
I would chill with that frog. I would chill with that frog hat.
I think we can agree that this frog is indeed hat.
Hold on, Jacob. I need you to hold that pose for just a second. I'm going to take a picture. Yeah, I need you to hold that pose with the 2 fingers against your head like that. All right, I got a picture of it. I'll put it onto the screen when
or you can
get to this part.
All right.
I'm not going to put video.
Okay. Yeah. This
good.
frog is hat.
That is indeed a frog hat.
That frog is indeed hat. That frog is
all right.
Is in fact hat. Cannot be disputed. Cannot be debated unless it's by a master, in which case it's.
We'll be right back.
Master debatable.
Oh, it's just the 2 of us. Let's make out.
Just the 2 of us.
Time to start talking shit. Alright, so I need to run this by you.
Do it.
So, we know that if you go to a fucking Denny's and you take a shit in the parking lot, it's called a Grand Slam. Now,
yeah.
If you and I have established as of yesterday that if you go to a Wendy, or I guess 2 days ago, it's 3:00 in the morning right now. If you go to a Wendy's and you shit your pants, it is a hot and juicy. So what would that be for a Burger King?
A good time.
Let out a log, call that shit the Whopper.
Whopper. Well, at that point you're looking at like size, consistency, color, even. I don't know. It could be a Whopper Junior. It could be nuggets. You never know what you're gonna get. You tango in the Burger King parking lot, and it's anarchy. It's not a family restaurant like Denny's or Wendy's. You're not pumping out grand slams or hot and juicy.
Burger King.
You never know what you're going to get in a Burger King parking lot. So.
Okay. Let's say that you're Randy from South Park. Then do you agree it's a Whopper?
Oh yeah.
I'm sure you know what that man's capable of.
As long as you give him enough P.F. Chang's, that man will set records.
I'm glad that we can agree
True.
on this. I'm glad
I
that we
have
can agree on
seen every episode of South Park.
this. I haven't.
I have an HBO Max subscription and I watch that shit nightly.
They said the N-word on one episode. Multiple times.
Yes.
I don't know what to tell you about that.
Well, I'll leave that off
It's
there.
something.
It is
It's
one of the...
It's certainly something.
It is one of the episodes of all time.
All right.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
it's time. We've established me and Stalin's backstories. We've talked plenty about Nerf Lightborn, FNAF, and DBD, and the likes. We've even dabbled a little bit in what you do, Jacob. But I think there's one important factor that nobody knows about you, besides, your few hundred followers. What the fuck is with you and hats?
Well,
Give us the rundown. Where did it start?
well, it started my sophomore year of... No, it wasn't sophomore. It was junior year in high school. And I was in a club called the Future Business Leaders of America. And every year, we tried to take a field trip to Epcot, to Disney.
No.
So we go
don't do
one
it.
year, and we're going around, right? We gotta learn a bunch of random bullshit, and then just losing interest. But we can't do anything until 2 p.m. because they wanted us to keep us contained during school hours. So after 2 o'clock, the gauntlets were fucking off. I woke up at 4 in the morning to ride a fucking prison bus. What looks like a fucking prison bus. All the way from St. Pete to Orlando and back. And I did not
Hold on.
expect to come back from Epcot with the biggest fucking sombrero somebody could see.
Okay. Hold that thought real quick. Can we please... I need you to look at a certain other person in the chat. Can we agree that frog is hat?
That frog is hat.
Frog is hat.
He got rid of it, but he was hat for a minute.
Frog could be human, could be dancer, but definitely was hat.
You're a frog. You're a frog, Mr. Seth.
Absolutely.
Oh.
But we're frog positive here. It's fine.
We're frog hat men here.
We are.
Yeah.
We accept
yeah,
all. We accept all frogs.
We
And hat.
are frog inclusive here.
Yes.
Yes. Every time
yeah.
that I come home from work and I see a frog sitting on my doorstep, I have a friend who adores frogs, so I will always take a picture and then I will go inside and send it to my friend. So, it started on Epcot when you bought the world's biggest hat. How long did you go until you bought another hat? Did it immediately click and you went fucking stir crazy?
It didn't immediately click, no.
When did you decide that you were going to start properly collecting hats?
It was senior year in high school. So we went, well, me and my family, we went to Universal Studios. We went there for their Mardi Gras night. It was their last night in Mardi Gras. And it was pretty cool. Universal during Mardi Gras is like nothing else. We got to enjoy the Shrek 3D 4D
Oh fuck. That's hot.
movie, but
It's a hot way to live.
unfortunately I think it's gone now. Rest in power. That Shrek 4D movie will always live on in my heart, just always a fragment of my heart. But anyways, during that
Play Deprespacito.
yeah, during that trip to Universal, since it was Mardi Gras, we're looking at the decorations, and I see the fancy jester hats that they decorated the poles and shit with, and I told my mom, I'm like, if I run up that pole and grab one, do you think I'll be arrested? yeah, probably. So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna take my chances. So we're walking around, and I see we go inside a little gift store, and I see a Pharaoh's hat. I'm like, I need that. So I bought it. It was about like $26. So I
Yeah.
bought it, and from then on, I knew I was hooked on it.
He was
That was-
destined for greatness.
I was destined.
He needed to collect them all. He would become the Hatemon master.
And
That was the moment he went from being local Florida man to
big Florida man.
international hat man of danger.
Amen. Yeah.
And,
So it's funny that both times where I got big ass hats and they just succeeded, it was in Orlando. So I think I got some good luck with hats in Orlando.
What is your favorite hat?
It's gotta be the first one. It's gotta be the OG. It's gotta be the sombrero.
It's hard to beat the sombrero. It's hard to beat the sombrero.
It
I'm not
really
sure I
is.
could do it. Yeah.
I
The
can
sombrero is
definitely
just.
understand.
And you can see this thing has some wear and tear, but it's still holding
It's-
up
yeah.
pretty good.
I'd like
It's
to
been
take
put through
a
the
moment.
paces.
I'd like to take a moment to regale for everyone the story of the hat apocalypse.
Oh boy.
So
That
Was there was an
several
emote
years
that came out of this, wasn't there?
yes,
That-
there was. In fact, I
Yeah.
made it.
Yeah.
So
you
several years
You
back-
should put that up as a visual aid when this
I will.
comes.
I actually made an updated version of it recently,
Oh.
where I got
cool.
the whole thing in there. But Jacob hasn't used it for anything yet.
Not yet.
Yep.
But
Continue.
basically,
Sorry.
but anyway, several years ago, Jacob was streaming on Twitch. I think he was playing Dead by Daylight with some friends at the time. You were in
Probably.
a big chat with a bunch of people.
I think
Yeah.
it was Dead by Daylight too. By the way, what do you mean several? Almost three. Almost 3 years.
I heard a lot of voices. I have the video up on my YouTube channel.
There
for
were-
anyone that wants to actually see
there
it
were-
live.
A cacophony of
look up-
voices.
Just look up Larry Starts the Hat Apocalypse. You'll find it. But anyway, cacophony of voices. That is correct. So, what ends up happening was he has a redemption on his channel where he gets to put on a hat for however long. And it was pretty damn cheap. And I had been saving up a bunch of points as well as at others. And so, what he had never specified was what would happen if you redeemed multiple. And so we started memeing around, and he eventually came to the conclusion that rather than extending the time that he wears it, he'll just add another hat.
Oh
And
yeah,
so
no,
he
and the
stacked
question was
hat-
asked. The question was asked. He said, "Well, what happens if multiple people redeem,
Yeah.
or somebody
He said,
redeems
you
twice?"
know-
And he goes, "Well, I guess I'll have to put on another hat."
Yup.
And-
he wasn't sure what to do, but that's what he ultimately decided on.
Yep.
And
And it resulted.
26.
You know,
26. He had to
26 hats.
stack 26 hats. Now, granted, he didn't quite do 26. Like, for example, he put on a banana suit.
Right.
He added a
But
fake beard.
that-
He put
I-
on a horse
I
head.
would say headwear.
he.
Yeah.
What
Pieces of
the
head.
banana?
Banana suit.
I mean,
We'll
I-
count
I-
the
I-
bananas.
I had to
Whatever.
put the-
It's semantics.
Yeah, I had a
it's-
hood.
yeah.
To put over.
Let's not play semantics. So,
Yeah. Continue.
he puts
sorry.
on what it quote unquote 26 hats, and he strikes a nice little pose, and that began a cycle of his first emote on Twitch that is now being spammed anytime that I ever go into his chat. Kongle hat. And I remember when we first started, we did not like Kongle at all. We hated it. We wanted to change it to Conga so badly, but like it started growing on us after a while.
I mean, there's another reason why. I'm not a partner, so I can't change that prefix.
Well, yeah, I
Yeah.
know. The point being that we would have wanted to. Personally, I don't anymore. I like Kongle. I vibe with
It's
it.
unique.
I don't know
It's
about you,
unique.
Yeah.
It's unique.
And it doesn't have any numbers, so that's how you know, like, I'm the first person that got affiliated
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
those, like, first 6 letters.
Yeah, your Conga L. You hand out those L's in the river rapids.
Yes.
That still has to be one of my, like, the most monumentous things.
Oh, it's
But
great. He
Let's
could barely
not forget
stand.
Yeah.
No, I literally
Let's not
lost balance.
He literally lost balance and fell on his fucking ass. I got a moment where he tried to put both of his hands on the sombrero, and I made it look like he was yicking out. If you don't know what yicking out is, be glad. But one of my other favorite moments from your streams, besides Conga Line Larry's big hat apocalypse, has to be when you would call me at like fucking midnight and say, Alex, you're reading this for me, and so I'd be forced to read a copy pasta on your stream. I know I've told you this before, but you getting me to unironically do Bumper Biff Teen, Burger Being Book Bettis, Babas Bing Boo Bump, Bumper Burger Being Burger, Bis Bum One's Book Bungus, Babas Bit Burns Bout, Bet Bite Be Buboo Bet. You making me do that so many times. I sent that video to Ralph the day after. He said I couldn't do it and that he'd give me $10 if I did. And he did not know the beast that he fucking awoken, because I handed my phone to my fucking classmate. And while we walked back to class, I recorded it and I sent it to him. He didn't give me the money for a long time. But when like Honey Pop 2 came out, one of my friends was basically like, hey, do you remember when we played Honey Pop? And I'm like, wait, we played Honey Pop? What the fuck are you talking about? And so she suggested that I get the second game to play it. And I hit up Ralph and I'm like, Ralph, you're giving me your money. And that's the story of how I stole my friend's money. That's the story of how I stole my friend's money.
I mean, you won your friend's money. You earned that shit. Fair and square. Well, fair and Soundwave. I don't know how much time we have left.
I think this is actually the perfect place to end it off for our nice pilot. You know, you have little Matt. You have little Matt there with you. You have Jacob Sombrero. And I have my can of Knuckles G Fuel that I'm going to snort once we're off screen. And with that, I think now's a good time to end it. Thank you all so much for joining us. Please feel free to like and subscribe, as we'll probably be doing more of these in the future. But as of now, we cannot commit to a schedule because all of our lives are very, very hectic. And with all that, everyone say your goodbyes. Stop jerking off.
Bye. Little
said
Cote
say your
says
goodbyes,
bye.
not jerk off.
Gouda says goodbye.
Little Cote says bye too.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen, or good morning.
Nerf Lightborn
At
says
this
bye.
point, it's good morning.
I say bye. Or I'm just gonna say bye.
Yeah.
It's any time of day.
All right.
Adios.
Everyone else is being awkward, so I'm going to not be awkward for our final goodbye. Once again, thank you all for coming. I've been Alex. That nerd has been Jacob. And the other nerd has been Seth. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Have a good night, everyone.